Hey everybody, and welcome to my In5 series on the SP404 Mark II, where I cover a topic in about 5 minutes. Matt Parson writes in and says, can you use the SP404 as an interface to record into the iPad? You absolutely can. I've got Loopy Pro set up here right now. It's got a pretty good amount of functionality and things that you can do with it, but you could use really, Cord Gadget, Koala, GarageBand, or anything, and it's going to be a similar set of things that you need to know or understand. So up first is I've got the USB-C out, or USB-C connected between the iPad and my SP404 Mark II here. I've got the OP1 set up as an external sound source. It's just the line out is going into the microphone and guitar jack input, so nothing too exciting. And we're just going to kind of go over a few things just so you understand kind of what's going on here and why you might want to make a few settings changes. But I can hit some pads here on the SP404 Mark II, and you can see it's monitoring on the iPad. It can see it. Now, if I go turn ext source on, you might hear that. It's a little bit of a phasing. You might need headphones for this, but it sounds a little different. And the reason why is what's happening is we're sending the output from the SP404 Mark II. It's going to the speaker's output, which is why you can hear it in your headphones or speakers on your end, but it's also sending it over USB-C to the iPad, and then the iPad is basically taking it in. It's also monitoring and sending it back over to the SP404 Mark II to the outputs. So you get this kind of like flanging, phasing kind of effect where it doesn't sound quite right. So, and it can make things kind of disappear. It can make them very loud. Make them very quiet. You never quite know, but you want to make sure that if you're going to do this, you want to have monitoring on only the SP404 Mark II or on your iPad. So whatever the app is, just make sure you know to kind of switch it off and on to control it. That said, I'll just show you is like we can record into Loopy Pro. I can. So I just recorded in some drums. We can see that it's playing it, but it's not going out. And again, the reason is we got to turn ext source on, but it is unfortunately getting that kind of like phasing effect because it's playing it out here and then it's also sending it back over. And that creates this kind of weird sound. So what I would really suggest, and the thing that you want to know is the SP404 Mark II has two pairs of stereo outputs. It's got outputs 1 and 2, which are basically what you can use to record off of. And then it also has actually a second stereo output, which is known as 3 and 4. You'll see it you'll see 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 in a lot of software, whether it's the iPad, your computer, or whatever. The 3 and 4 is the Q output, and it skips basically the main section for being able to apply effects and other things so that it'll go straight out to your line outputs or your headphone jack or whatever you have hooked up. And to do that in at least Loopy Pro, you want to go here and go to clip settings. And if you scroll down, we have the option to control what output channels the audio goes to. You want to just turn off 1 and 2 and turn on 3 and 4. And now we can hear the audio that we've recorded. So I can come in. I mean, not a great loop or anything, but you can see how you can like come in probably and pretty quickly. It's a little bit too loud possibly when I just played that, but hopefully you kind of see like you can come in and record things off of your setup on the SP404 Mark II that you have for pads. Now, we do have the OP1 set up as some loops here, or not some loops. We've got, as I said, the output here going to the input over here. And I can play this, and we can see that the meter's going up. Unfortunately, I can't hear it. The reason is I got to turn the ext source on. Let's turn it down a little bit. So I can just play around with whatever instruments I have hooked up. I could use the SP404 Mark II kind of as my main audio interface, because basically what's happening is it's taking over the the input and output audio that is on your iPad, your phone, tablet, whatever, and it's becoming your default audio device. So whatever you can do on the SP404 Mark II, you can then kind of bring that in and apply to the iPad. If you want to use something different, I would definitely say check out AudioBus 3 or AUM. Those are both interfaces that will allow you to have a bit more finer control over the inputs, outputs, and routing for your audio. But a lot of applications will by default allow you to do this kind of routing to get your audio from the SP404 Mark II into your iPad, and then from the iPad back out to the SP404 Mark II. Anyway, I hope that gives you guys a good sense of how this works and gets you going. Absolutely feel free to ask more questions. I don't have every app, so I won't be able to show how to do this on everything, but happy to help answer questions and give you some suggestions if you kind of get stuck on things. Anyway, guys, thanks for stopping by. Keep making music. Keep having fun. Remember, if it sounds good, it is good. And peace.